Find out more at toucf.com.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Good morning. It is Monday, August 26, 2019, and you are listening to your radio, and your radio is tuned to WOCA The Source, and we are broadcasting live this Monday morning from the Paddock Mall just outside the WOCA commissary, where you too can get a frozen yogurt. Froyo. I don't know what they call it. It's kind of a nickname or something. 25 minutes after 7 o'clock, 79 degrees here at the studios. Looks like a beautiful day out there, but the weatherman says there's a 90% chance we'll see some rain today, most likely starting in the afternoon and peaking somewhere around 5 p.m., so be prepared for the afternoon rain. Enjoy the morning, though. Let's see what we're doing this morning. We got a good show. 7:35, we'll open up the phone lines. We'll talk about the news, give you a chance to express your thoughts on the news, or maybe give us some news of your own. Of course, you're all invited to do that. The number is 622-9622. Galen Unold will be on at 8:05. I want to talk to Galen about the world's largest collection of autographed baseballs, and guess where it is? It's in St. Petersburg. We happened to stumble upon it this past weekend, so I want to share with Galen and with everybody what we found, and they're not all signed only by baseball players. It was kind of interesting to see some of the names on some of those balls. 8:35 is when we read the news and keep our opinions to ourselves. We call it News Bites because in 25 minutes, we're able to deliver between 25 and 30 news stories without any opinion, without any attempt to be entertaining, and well, I think it's a very popular segment. Galen White is coming out at 9:05. No relation to Galen Unold, but he does have something in common. He's a sports guy. He is a sports writer. He's been with us before. Actually, one of our favorite segments. He's got a new book called Left on Base in the Bush Leagues, Legends, Near Greats, and Unknowns in the Minors. So it kind of goes hand in hand with our little baseball, autographed baseball story that we have. Let's see, 9:35, Keith Leon is a musician. He's made music with Stevie Wonder, Ben Vereen, Nancy Wilson, Keb Mo, Carl Anderson. He led the Angels since his early childhood. He was led by angels. Okay, yeah, this is one of those stories. Walking with My Angels is his true story, and he's got a book documenting his belief and relationship with angels, real angels, not baseball team angels. Sylvia Day is a New York Times bestselling author. She's coming on to talk to us about her book called Butterfly in Frost. It's a romance novel. Brenda Flores is a retired police sergeant, one of the first female police canine trainers and handlers in the country, and she's also a sketch artist. She's got a book called, how do you say this one? Truckachaw. It's a science fiction novel, but she wants to ask why there is a growing shortage of law enforcement officers and the real impact of politics on policing and public safety. Let's see, 11:05, Sonda Yunus is coming on with us. We had her on the other day, and it was a good interview on the radio. So she's coming in this morning into the studio, which is kind of cool. So she'll be here to talk to us about the LMS Health Pro Healthcare Management and Marketing Healthcare Networking Mixer, which is happening on this coming Friday right here in our town. So you'll be able to participate in that, find out how you can be part of that whole thing. Midday with Joe. I found something I know that Joe is going to be interested in. It is news from the D23 exposition out in Anaheim, California. It is news, of course, about Disney. The two biggies that I wanted to share with Joe at midday is news about Epcot, some changes that really look good. I'm kind of a fan of Epcot. And also Disney Springs, also a fan of that, although, it's easy to see that it's all about shopping in that place, but it's still fun sometimes to go there. And Robin is coming in a little bit late this morning. She had to go to the dentist, so looking forward to having Robin back in the studio. As Galen likes to say, no butter on the toast until Robin gets here. So you'll be putting up with me on the other side of the break. Your phone calls are invited. The number is 622-9622, and we'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump in France meeting with more world leaders at the G7 summit, here with the German Chancellor Angela Merkel.
We're going to come to some conclusions. We talked about a new trade deal between, not just Germany, between the Union and ourselves, European Union, and I think, we're having some very good discussion.
He met next with India's Prime Minister. He'll take questions from reporters with the President of France, the host of the summit, and then head home. There are awards offered by the city of St. Louis and the fatal shootings of 4 children between April and this past Friday night.
The mayor of St. Louis announcing this weekend rewards of $25,000 each for information leading to arrests in the 4 recent shootings of children. The $25,000 rewards are available only through September 1st, the mayor emphasizing the urgency to solve the 4 crimes.
Fox's Ann Carrick. America is listening to Fox News.
Pros like you expect more out of the brands you use every day. Lowe's gets it. It's why we stock the best brands so you can get the job done right every time. And now we're offering Pro customers a chance to give one of those brands a try for free. Right now, Pros can get up to 10 gallons of Valspar paint absolutely free and experience firsthand how Valspar delivers a smooth application and reliable color for all your touch-up work. Take your next paint job to the next level. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Valid in Orlando and Phoenix stores only. Requires return authorization number. See Pro Desk for details.
At Fidelity, we believe nothing should come between you and your money. So we're introducing 0 account fees with 0 minimums to open an account. All because we want you to invest with 0 trade-offs. Visit fidelity.com/value to learn more. 0 account minimums and 0 account fees apply to retail brokerage accounts only. Expenses charged by investments such as funds and managed accounts and for commissions, interest charges, or other expenses for transactions may still apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE, SIPC.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. The National Hurricane Center is tracking Tropical Storm Dorian as it continues to move west at 14 miles per hour. After it reaches the Caribbean, Dorian may strengthen to a Category 1 hurricane. There are no alerts for Florida. A 3-year-old boy who was found lying on a Marion County roadway overnight was struck by a vehicle that drove away on Friday. The boy was taken to Shands in Gainesville in critical condition. A pilot was killed in a small plane crash in Groveland on Friday. Arrests are expected shortly in the case of a Florida nursing home where 12 patients died after its air conditioning went out amid sweltering heat following Hurricane Irma in 2017. Florida wildlife officials are upgrading their website to make it easier for fishermen to identify and submit information about their catches. And Disney says their new Star Wars hotel is not a hotel, but rather a first-of-its-kind vacation experience. It's called Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. Each cabin will offer a view of space. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Intervals of clouds and sun on this Monday with a shower and a heavier thunderstorm around mainly during the afternoon hours, high 89 to 93. A shower or thunderstorm Monday evening, then partly cloudy later Monday night, low 73 to 77. Times of clouds and sun Tuesday with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm around in the afternoon, the high 88 to 92. On Wednesday, partly sunny with a shower or thunderstorm likely, high again 88 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
With a graduate degree in management and leadership from Webster University, there'll never be a better time for you to explore what's next in your career. Classes are scheduled so you can continue your normal workday routine, and the accelerated program means a new term starts about every 10 weeks. If you're looking to gain a broad general management and leadership perspective, then Webster University's Management and Leadership degree program is the right one for you. It's all a part of what's next at Webster University.
Go to webster.edu/manage, accredited by ACBSP. Ocala Business Leaders Incorporated is a group of independent local firms providing a wide range of quality goods and services. Each firm strives to maintain the highest level of professional integrity and 100% customer satisfaction. When you're looking for goods and services, call a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, and we are confident you will be pleased with the results. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, join us at the Ocala Elks Lodge, 25th Avenue in Ocala, any Wednesday at 7 a.m. and enjoy a breakfast on us. For more information, check OcalaBusinessLeaders.com.
Honey Baked Ham at 2709 Southwest 27th Avenue has new management. For our listeners, they're offering a 10% discount. Just mention this ad.
I'm Jan Marino from Palm Garden, and we are the best. As a matter of fact, we're the best of the best. You can put us to the test, and we'll keep caring without any rest. The Ocala Star banner has a contest, you see. You can vote for Palm Garden, and you can vote for me. Go to Ocala.com. It is easy to vote. You can vote every day, so please take note. Palm Garden really is the best. As a matter of fact, we're the best of the best.
All right, thank you, Jan. 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Not a bad-looking day. You know, in just a 20-minute period, a bunch of clouds already moved out there. Isn't it amazing how quickly the weather can change, right? Well, right now it looks pretty nice out there. There's, of course, let's see, we got a chance of rain this afternoon. Looks very likely 90% chance. But the other weather news I wanted to share with you, if you are paying attention to the visual reports about the storm they're calling Dorian, the cone of possibility looks like it's coming right in our direction. It's still a few days away, and nobody is officially saying anything about Florida yet, but I mean, the cone of possibility kind of looks like it's coming our way, right? So let me just read to you the latest thing I have from the National Hurricane Center. It says here, NHC, National Hurricane Center, upgraded disturbance near Barbados to Tropical Depression 5, forecast to become Tropical Storm Dorian by Sunday. I guess yesterday. Is this an old piece? And it'll be a hurricane by Wednesday, according to this report, aiming at Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. So this story keeps changing. Tropical Storm Dorian's strength is steadily increasing, and forecasters say it may become the first hurricane of the Atlantic season. The storm is approaching the Windward Islands today and has maximum sustained winds of up to 60 miles per hour, according to the Hurricane Center. The storm is moving west at 14 miles per hour. A tropical storm warning is in effect for Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines. The government of Trinidad and Tobago has issued a tropical storm watch for Grenada and its dependencies. Also under a tropical storm watch are Martinique and Dominica. So, and like I said, there's nothing mentioned at all about Florida. However, the cone of possibility looks like it's possible. That's what I'm going to do, my amateur weatherman thing, and tell you about that. All right, phone lines are open if you want to call in. The number is 622-9622. Thank you for tuning in. Robin is coming in a little bit later this morning. She's got a dentist appointment. Nobody likes a dentist, but you got to do it, right? You got to do what you got to do. Hey, there's a lady, before we get into the deep news, Leslie Peebles is her name. She's an artist, and her work is on display over at the Appleton Museum of Art here in Ocala, and it is really fabulous. It's really great stuff, and what she does, you remember when you were a kid, you carved into a piece of linoleum, and I might not be calling it by its right thing, and then you put ink on it, and then you put paper on that, and you had a print, right? Well, she does this in an unbelievable way. I mean, she makes huge pieces by carving into them. I have no clue how much time it takes to make these, but they are really well done, and she focuses her topic on Florida, I think mostly. Maybe there's some exceptions to that. Anyway, so I'm telling you about this because, well, first of all, her work is on display at the Appleton. It looks like it'll be there through January 12th, so it'll be there a while. It's called Florida Impressions Relief Prints by Leslie Peebles. So that's what they call it, relief prints. But anyway, so she's going to actually be doing a demonstration this coming Thursday. Maybe not a demonstration. Maybe I'm saying the wrong thing. But she's going to be speaking, anyway, at the Appleton. So it sounds like a cool thing if you're interested in how somebody does this kind of art, or just the life of an artist, or you just want to have a good live presentation. Leslie Peebles this Thursday at 2 p.m., so I won't be able to go. Let's see. I think you just have to buy a ticket to the museum, Or if you're a member or whatever, you get in for free, right? So there you go. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see. What else do we have in the news? Our phone lines are open if you want to call in about anything. The number is 622-9622. Here's a troubling story. I don't know the details. A 3-year-old boy was found lying in the road overnight. How does this happen? I think it said he was like 100 yards from his home where he lives, 3 years old, found lying in the road, and a guy, 48-year-old guy named Thomas Cornelius, stopped and checked on him. The little boy's name is Jace Nichols. He was lying in the northbound lane of Northeast Jacksonville Road near Northeast 77th Street. The boy was bleeding, so he must have been injured already, and he was crying. And Cornelius said a car came by and hit the baby again, the toddler, 3-year-old. And then it just kept going. It was a hit and run. So I don't know. I don't know if the boy got hurt twice by a car or somehow got hurt a different way. And police want to know. They want to know what you know. So the person who hit the little boy, the only person we know that hit the little boy, the hit and run, the car is described as a gold-colored Chevy, maybe a Malibu. The driver was described as a white woman with dirty blonde hair, in her 30s, wearing glasses. The mother, 33-year-old Shanette Kelly, she got to the scene, told troopers she was asleep, didn't know where the child went. So far, there are no charges against any of the adults in the child's life. The boy was taken to Shands in Gainesville in critical condition. Usually critical is not good. The child's home is 3 blocks from the neighborhood entrance, about 100 yards to where the boy was found. There's the 100-yard figure. That's where I got that from. Anyway, so the godmother of the child said the child is in good condition. So go figure. One report says critical, and the godmother says good condition. Well, maybe she means critical but stable. Maybe that's what that means. So if you know anything, the Highway Patrol would like to hear from you. If you want to remain anonymous, Crime Stoppers is the number. I have a different number for Crime Stoppers than what we've been reading the past few years, so I'm not sure why, but it's 369-6880, 369-6880. Let's see, a pilot. Oh, here's another horrible story. A pilot was killed in a small crash in Groveland on Friday. The Federal Aviation Administration is reporting that about 11:17 a.m., an Aventura 2 aircraft crashed in the area of Sorrel Way and Homestead Drive. It's a 2-seater plane, and the pilot was killed. So prayers for that family. If you are a fisherman or a fisherwoman, if you're an angler, you are probably familiar with the desire to brag about what you caught, right? We all like to do that. I got a big fish, and let me tell you about it. And you know how that goes, right? Well, you can do it online. Apparently, you've been able to do this online, but the Florida Fish and Wildlife, what is it called again? The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission has a website, and on that website called catchafloridamemory.com, you can log in and then post photos and descriptions of the fish you caught. That's kind of cool. The website has a new submission format that identifies which recognitions a catch will likely qualify for. So maybe you got the largest ever, whatever. Let's see, you'll be able to get every recognition possible. There you go. Catch a big fish, you'll be able to brag about it and have it published on an internet site. Remember when Hurricane Irma came across South Florida a couple of years ago, 2017. You might remember this story. Rick Scott was our governor at that time. There was a nursing home down there which lost power to its air conditioning, and it got really hot inside that nursing home, and 12 patients died from the sweltering conditions. So now it's possible that some arrests will be made from that case. These people have been 2 years waiting to find out what legal action is going to be taken now. It looks like some arrests will be made. So far, no charges have been filed, but I suppose if an arrest is made, that means charges will be filed. The storm, you might remember, knocked out a transformer linking the main air conditioning unit to the power grid at the rehabilitation center at Hollywood Hills. And since then, we've made some changes, we meaning the state government, not me or you, most likely. Unless you're one of our legislators. Could be Dennis, if you're listening. So anyway, so they have made some changes to how we handle those kind of situations when they happen. Let's see. This is not the same Disney story I have for later on with Joe, but this is a Disney story nonetheless. There is a new hotel opening up down into the Disney area called Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. Disney says it's not a hotel, but it's being called a hotel by the rest of us. They say it's a first-of-its-kind vacation experience. They're not even calling it a resort. So here's how it's described. Guests will board a starship called Halcyon. Somebody help me with that pronunciation. It might be I don't know. Anyway, and then a story unfolds. So you go into this thing, this spaceship. I suppose it's a car of some sort. And your vacation adventure begins. It takes you to, let's see, it's a 2-night experience. It's like a cruise ship, they say. Guests arrive at the Galactic Star Cruiser terminal at Disney World, where they check in. They then board the launch pod that transports them into space. You're not really going into space, but you get the idea. From there, they will arrive at the Halcyon. There you get there. Once aboard the starship, guests can participate in a bunch of activities, including lightsaber training, and a chance to learn about the systems at the bridge. Interact with characters like Chewbacca and the droids, etc. And the one thing I thought was the best part about this is your view from your room or from your cabin is outer space. So instead of looking out the window at the people swimming in the pool down there, you're looking into the stars. Again, obviously, it's going to be some kind of probably a high-definition screen in place of a window. That's kind of cool. I think so. What do you think? I don't have Robin here to answer me, so maybe you can answer. Let's see. Despite President Trump's claim that all is well, the G7 summit is expected to end today without offering a formal agreement from world leaders. The first time that has happened in the group's 44-year history. Let's see if I have another one here. An arraignment is scheduled for today for Harvey Weinstein based on a new sealed grand jury indictment. While the indictment is a repeat of earlier indictments in which the former movie mogul is charged with committing 5 sex crimes involving 2 women in 2013 and 2006, it includes testimony that may bolster current accusations. The testimony comes from Sopranos actress Annabella Sciorra, who says Weinstein raped her in New York in the winter of 1993. Her allegations are too old to prosecute under the statute of limitations. Weinstein is 67 years old. And he has pleaded not guilty to the charges. He's denying any allegations of non-consensual sex. He is free on $1 million bail. His trial is slated for September 9th. Okay. Looking for something I had here. Okay. Let's see. The National Hurricane Center said additional storm watches and warnings would probably be issued today as Tropical Storm Dorian approaches the Windward and Leeward Islands in the Caribbean. I had this earlier. I'll just repeat. The storm is moving west about 14 miles per hour, and the cone of possibility does show Florida in its path. However, nobody is saying that. I'm just telling you what it shows on the map if you haven't seen it yourself. If you have, you know what I'm talking about, right? The MTV Video Music Awards, also known as the VMAs, Video Music Awards, will debut live at 8 p.m. tonight and feature performances from people like Taylor Swift, Lil Nas X, Lizzo, and A$AP Ferg. This year, the VMAs are expected to have a Jersey edge in celebration of the host town of Newark, New Jersey. That Jersey spirit includes a remote performance by New Jersey-raised Jonas Brothers at the undisclosed location at the Jersey Shore. So who's up for an award? Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, 21 Savage featuring J. Cole's A Lot. And then a lot of names I don't know. But anyway, so that's tonight. Okay, let me find some more of these stories here. Another Tropical Storm Dorian story. A motorcyclist down in Key West led 8 deputies on a 100-mile-per-hour chase through the Florida Keys in Monroe County. 43-year-old Paulo Bernabo. Wow, they tried to pull him over 100 miles per hour. Crazy. Authorities have found an inmate who escaped from a Florida jail. 31-year-old Michael Anthony Perkins was unloading a food truck early Saturday morning when authorities say he escaped from the Escambia County Jail. Deputies searched the area. He was found near Big Lagoon nearly 10 hours later. So he's back. He's back to unloading trucks. He probably won't be unloading trucks anytime soon. In Pompano Beach, a driver was killed after being struck by a high-speed train. The 16th person killed on that line this year. The Broward County Sheriff's Office says the driver was struck by the Brightline passenger train yesterday morning in Pompano Beach. The Federal Railroad Administration records show that 11 people were killed by Brightline trains between January 1st and May 31st. Let's see. President Trump is applauding the Louisiana team that claimed its first Little League World Series title, saying in a tweet, "Congratulations to Louisiana's champions. See you at the White House." Thousands of people turned out to a benefit hosted by comedian Dave Chappelle that honored the victims of a mass shooting in Ohio. The event was called Gem City Shine. It took place yesterday in Dayton, Ohio's Oregon District, the historic neighborhood that was marred by a 32-second rampage that killed 9 people and left dozens injured. On August 4th, Stevie Wonder headlined the event, which also featured Chance the Rapper and Talib Kweli, among other musicians. The event was designed to raise both spirits as well as money for the victims and survivors of the shooting. Let's see. A Los Angeles County deputy lied when he said he was shot in the shoulder while standing in a sheriff's station parking lot last week and will face a criminal investigation. The reported sniper assault was fabricated. That's a statement from Deputy Angel Reynosa. Assistant Sheriff Robin Limon. Oh, I'm sorry. Deputy Angel Reynosa is the one who fabricated the story. The report that it was fake was from Assistant Sheriff Robin Limon. At a news conference late Saturday, Reynosa, who was 21 years old, made a frantic radio call Wednesday claiming he had been shot by someone in a nearby building as he walked to his car. Deputies set up a perimeter and SWAT officers went door to door inside the building complex looking for the shooter. At the time, investigators believed his bulletproof vest saved his life, but the bullet grazed him. A department statement for the next day said a single round hit the top of Reynosa's shoulder, damaging his uniform shirt but failing to penetrate his flesh. But no bullets were recovered from the scene, and detectives saw no visible injuries, concluding that he was lying about the whole thing. Well, that's not good. In Orlando, almost 90 cats rescued from the back of a sweltering U-Haul truck last week are ready for new homes as an investigation continues into how the animals ended up in Orange County. Orange County Animal Services on Friday announced the availability of 88 cats, which boosted the agency's total number of cats and kittens to more than 280. So if you're looking for a cat, they want to find some homes for the cats that they are taking care of right now. That's at the Orange County Animal Services. I do have a phone number if you're interested, and a website. You ready? 407 area code 836-3111. The website is animal service. Oh, it's an email. I'm sorry. animalservices@ocfl.net. ocfl.net. The former Girl Scout Kristen Bedard has fond memories of the River Point Program Center. It's a historic building that was built around 1880. This is in Merritt Island, Florida. According to the Girl Scouts, the remote hunting lodge, called the Alford Lodge, was once only accessible by boat. It hosted wealthy patrons in the early 1900s, including Teddy Roosevelt and Grover Cleveland. It was given to the Girl Scouts of Citrus in December of 1976. The view from the shoreline is what makes the property priceless, according to the Girl Scouts, but the shoreline is also what's putting it at risk. When Hurricane Irma hit 2 years ago, the storm inflicted damage to the dock and the shoreline. Now they say it's getting unusable. Wow. I wonder if that's true. Let's see. The University of Florida said their band director was thrown to the ground as the band was walking back to the buses Saturday. Officials say a Miami fan attempted to cut through the band line as they were making their way to the buses from Camping World Stadium after the Gators took on the Hurricanes. The University of Florida said the band director held his arm out to stop the fan, but was grabbed by another person and thrown to the ground. Officials said there was an officer nearby during that altercation. The University of Florida said the director was looked at and cleared to take the bus with the band. According to the University of Florida, no students were harmed. The federal government plans to set up a permanent shelter for up to 500 undocumented migrant children in Central Florida. The place exactly is not clear. However, it looks like it's as far north as Leesburg and as far south as Orlando. Or maybe even Lakeland. The General Services Administration is looking for space in Central Florida to lease a new permanent shelter for undocumented migrant children. According to an online listing, the facility would be 100,000 square feet and would be staffed by 500 employees. 500 children would stay at the shelter. Florida Representative Anna Escamani, who represents Orlando, told reporters she is worried the government will set up the shelter without consulting with local stakeholders. I never even knew there was such thing as an electric surfboard, but this next story has mention of one. A California photographer taking drone video of some hydrofoilers. I guess that's what they call the electric surfboards, huh? Captured video of the apparently oblivious people being surrounded by great white sharks. Matt Lorman said he was taking drone video at 5 p.m. Wednesday of people hydrofoiling, riding electric surfboards, off of Capistrano Beach in Dana Point when they were approached by a group of sharks. I watched that video, by the way. It's too close for comfort to me. A lady in Missouri went to the doctor complaining of water in her ear, and the doctor took a look and turned out it was not water. It was a highly venomous brown recluse spider. Susie Torres said she thought the discomfort in her left ear was being caused by some water, but she went to a clinic in Kansas City to have it checked out and began to worry when the medical assistant expressed concern. The doctor apparently ran out and said, I'm going to get some more people. She said, I think you have an insect in there. Torres said she was even more surprised a few minutes later. She came back in and told me it was a spider. They had a few tools and worked their magic and got it out. Now, that's crazy. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a recluse spider? Doesn't that thing, the venom causes like real massive damage to your skin? So if it had bitten her inside her ear, that probably would have been maybe the end of her, but maybe certainly the end of her hearing in that ear. Let's see. President Trump wishes he had raised tariffs on Beijing, China even higher. The White House said yesterday, seeking to clarify earlier remarks. You know what I was thinking would be, I don't know, what do you think of this idea? Why don't we, this is never going to happen, but can you imagine if instead of tariffs, we offered like consumer sales tax rebates for everything bought by a citizen that was made in America? So you would have a little account, so the cash register would take your tax as it normally does, because taxes are all run by the states, sales tax, that is. And then you get a rebate if you buy American. That would cause us all to choose to buy American. The Cherokee Nation has announced that it will, for the first time, appoint a delegate to Congress, a position promised in an 1835 treaty as part of the compensation for relocating the tribe forcibly into Oklahoma. Oh, my gosh. So for the first time since 1835, when it was promised, they will actually have a delegate in Congress. The Cherokee has nominated its Vice President of Government Relations, Kimberly Teehee, as their delegate. Teehee is a Cherokee Nation business Vice President of Government Relations and a former advisor to President Obama. Well, there you go. That's pretty good. All right, we are up against the break, so let's take that break, and we'll be right back with Galen Unold. If you're just tuning in, wondering where Robin is, she will be here soon, went to the dentist, and hopefully everything is going good. All right, we'll take a little break. Be right back. Galen Unold up next. We're going to talk about an autographed baseball museum we found. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump at the G7 Summit of World Leaders in France says serious trade talks with China will start soon and that he thinks we're going to have a deal.
What I'm doing with China should have happened 25 years ago. Not just President Obama. I mean, many presidents. You go back with Bush and Clinton. I mean, many presidents.
The president there with German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Tropical storm Dorian could become the first hurricane of this season. John Cangelosi with the National Hurricane Center predicts the storm will
track across the eastern Caribbean and could deliver some impacts to either Puerto Rico or the Dominican Republic and Haiti, or maybe all of those places. And it could be a hurricane when it gets in toward that region.
Forecasters say it's still too early to say whether this storm will affect Florida. Dorian is the fourth tropical storm of the Atlantic hurricane season. America is listening to Fox News.
Pros like you expect more out of the brands you use every day. Lowe's gets it. It's why we stock the best brands so you can get the job done right every time. And now we're offering Pro customers a chance to give one of those brands a try for free. Right now, pros can get up to 10 gallons of Valspar paint absolutely free and experience firsthand how Valspar delivers a smooth application and reliable color for all your touch-up work. Take your next paint job to the next level. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Valid in Orlando and Phoenix stores only. Requires return authorization number. See Pro Desk for details.
At Fidelity, we believe nothing should come between you and your money. So we're introducing zero account fees with zero minimums to open an account. All because we want you to invest with zero trade-offs. Visit fidelity.com/value to learn more. Zero account minimums and zero account fees apply to retail brokerage accounts only. Expenses charged by investments such as funds and managed accounts and for commissions, interest charges, or other expenses for transactions may still apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE, SIPC.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. The National Hurricane Center is tracking Tropical Storm Dorian as it continues to move west at 14 miles per hour. After it reaches the Caribbean, Dorian may strengthen to a Category 1 hurricane. There are no alerts for Florida. A 3-year-old boy who was found lying on a Marion County roadway overnight was struck by a vehicle that drove away on Friday. The boy was taken to Shands in Gainesville in critical condition. A pilot was killed in a small plane crash in Groveland on Friday. Arrests are expected shortly in the case of a Florida nursing home where 12 patients died after its air conditioning went out amid sweltering heat following Hurricane Irma in 2017. Florida wildlife officials are upgrading their website to make it easier for fishermen to identify and submit information about their catches. And Disney says their new Star Wars hotel is not a hotel, but rather a first-of-its-kind vacation experience. It's called Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. Each cabin will offer a view of space. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Intervals of clouds and sun on this Monday with a shower and heavier thunderstorm around mainly during the afternoon hours, high 89 to 93. A shower or thunderstorm Monday evening, then partly cloudy later Monday night, low 73 to 77. Times of clouds and sun Tuesday with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm around in the afternoon, the high 88 to 92. On Wednesday, partly sunny with a shower or thunderstorm likely, high again 88 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lunder.